You're afraid of being alone with your own thoughts, aren't you? That anxiety that hits when silence arrives is more common than you imagine. But Buddha taught something revolutionary about this. Our greatest strength doesn't come from others' approval. It comes from the relationship we build with ourselves. When you learn to embrace solitude instead of running from it, you discover a power that no one can take away from you. It's like finding a hidden treasure inside your own home. This inner power was always there, waiting for you to have the courage to look within. Loneliness isn't your enemy, it's your greatest teacher. Subscribe to the channel, leave your like and comment from which part of the world you're watching, because now I'm going to tell you everything. Have you ever wondered why being alone can sometimes make your heart beat faster or your mind fill with worries? Many people feel nervous or uneasy when they are by themselves. You may look around and see other people laughing or talking in groups. Maybe you notice families sitting together or friends sharing stories and jokes. When you are not a part of these moments, it can feel like you are missing something very important. You might think, why am I not with them? Or, does this mean something is wrong with me? These thoughts can make you feel left out or even a little scared. These feelings are very common. People of all ages can feel anxious when they find themselves alone. Sometimes the idea of being alone brings pictures to your mind. You may see empty rooms or listen to silence that seems too loud. You worry about what other people are doing or if you are missing out while you are by yourself. This feeling is called the fear of being alone, and it is something that almost everyone feels at least once in their life. For some people, this fear starts when they notice others making plans or having fun together. You may think about groups of friends eating together or sharing secrets. If you are not there, it is easy to imagine that you are the only one left out. Your mind begins to believe that you are missing many special moments. You wonder if others are happier or if they are having more fun. These worries make your chest feel tight. It may become hard to focus on anything else. When you see other people enjoying themselves, your mind may ask, why am I not invited? What did I do wrong? Will I always be outside looking in? These questions can hurt. You might even feel your hands get cold or your stomach twist into a knot. It is important to know that these feelings are not a sign that you are weak or strange. They do not mean anything is wrong with you. Being afraid of being alone is something most people know very well, even if they do not talk about it. Sometimes the fear of being alone is strongest when you compare yourself to others. Maybe you notice pictures of parties or trips on the internet. You see people posing for photos, smiling and looking happy. These images can make you believe that everyone else is close to their friends and family all the time. The truth is very different. Many of those people also feel alone sometimes, even if you cannot see it. You might think that everyone else always has someone by their side, but feeling lonely is a part of life for everyone, at least sometimes. Even people with many friends or big families can feel this way. It is part of being human. Admitting that you feel nervous or sad when you are alone is a strong thing to do. Telling yourself the truth about your feelings helps you begin to understand yourself better. When you pay attention to your feelings, you do not have to keep them hidden or locked away. If your heart feels heavy, you can say quietly, I feel lonely right now, or being alone scares me sometimes. This is not a failure. In fact, it is a brave and important first step. When you notice your own feelings, you are taking care of yourself. You are starting to find out where your worries come from. The fear of being alone can start in many ways. Sometimes it comes from times in your life when you needed help and there was no one around. Other times it can begin if you have moved to a new place, lost a friend, or just had a big change in your life. These moments make you wish for company, and when you do not have it, your fears feel bigger. Worry may also come from things you have seen or heard. You might remember stories about people who are alone and feel sad or scared for a long time. These pictures stick in your mind and add to your fear. It is helpful to remember that being afraid of being alone does not mean you are broken. These feelings show that you care about connection. You want to feel safe and understood. This is normal. But sometimes fears can grow bigger than they need to be. They can take up a lot of space in your heart. If these feelings are heavy, it can become hard to enjoy the good things in your life. You might stop doing the things you once liked because you are afraid of being by yourself. When you feel nervous about being alone, your mind can get very busy. It may become hard to do simple things like reading a book, watching a show, or even cooking food. The thoughts about being left out or missing out can get louder and louder, but you are not the only one who feels this way. People all over the world know these same feelings. Even people who look happy and confident on the outside can feel nervous when they are by themselves. Sometimes you might try to avoid being alone at all. You might fill your days with work, phone calls, or visits with others. You keep yourself busy because the idea of being alone feels too big or scary. But always trying to avoid alone time does not make the fear go away. It only hides it for a while. The feelings can grow stronger when you push them away. It is okay to admit that being alone is hard sometimes. When you look at your fear, instead of running from it, you start to understand what makes it feel so strong. This is very good for you. Being honest with yourself is not easy, but it helps you feel a little lighter. You can say, I am scared right now, but I know I am not alone in feeling this way. This is true. Many people feel nervous about spending time alone. It is just a part of life. If you stop and ask yourself, what am I really afraid of? You might find many answers. Maybe you are worried that you have nothing to do when you are alone. Maybe you worry that you will not know what to think about or that sad feelings will come when there are no distractions. You might worry that if you are alone, no one will care about what you do or say. All of these worries are real, but they are not the whole story. There is much more to learn about your feelings. As you look closer at your fears, you can also start to look at your memories. When did you first feel nervous about being alone? Was it when you changed schools? Was it after a big change like moving to a new home or losing someone important? These times in life are difficult for everyone. It is not your fault that you feel this way. Anyone in your place would probably feel the same. You may also remember some times when you liked being by yourself. Maybe you walked outside and noticed the sound of birds. Maybe you sat in a quiet room and read a story. These moments can remind you that not every moment alone is scary. Some alone time can feel peaceful or gentle. When you are afraid, try to notice what is happening in your body. Are your hands sweaty? Is your heart beating quickly? Do your thoughts repeat the same worries over and over? These are signs that your fear is speaking. You do not need to fight your fear. Instead, you can pay attention to it. You might say to yourself, I feel afraid, but I can notice this. This small kindness helps you calm down. When your fear of being alone feels strong, remember that it is not the only feeling you have. There are other thoughts and feelings inside you too. You might feel a little hope or curiosity even if you mostly feel scared. This hope can grow when you start to learn about your feelings. Each time you listen to yourself with honesty, you become a little bit stronger. People sometimes try to hide their fear of being alone. They might make jokes or pretend they do not care, but inside, they wish someone could understand how they really feel. If you feel alone, it is not a problem you have to fix right away. Making space for your feelings is important. Giving yourself time to notice what is happening inside you is a kind thing to do. There is nothing wrong with needing other people. Every person likes to feel close to others now and then, but it is also good to know that you can be with yourself when you need to be. This does not mean you give up on friends or family. It only means that you learn to trust yourself too. Right now, you may feel that being alone is a problem you cannot solve. You may worry that you will always feel nervous or left out. These thoughts can make the future feel dark. But your fear is not a forever feeling. Just like other feelings, it can change over time. When you start to notice your worries, you take the first step to understanding them. If you tell someone else about your fear, You might feel lighter. You do not need to hide or feel ashamed. Everyone knows what it is like to feel worry or sadness sometimes. If you do not want to talk out loud, you can always write about your feelings in a notebook. This helps you see your thoughts more clearly. Being alone is just one part of life. There are good things and hard things about it. If you notice and accept your feelings, you have already begun to take care of yourself. Each time you do this, your worries lose a little of their power. Remember that you are not alone in your fear. All kinds of people, young and old, know how this feels. Even when you see others smiling or having fun, you do not know everything they are feeling inside. Some may also feel like you do. You are not strange or wrong. You are simply human. When you learn to notice your feelings instead of running from them, you begin to understand yourself better. This is a kind and helpful thing to do. Paying attention to what makes you feel afraid brings you closer to your true self. It helps you know what you need and what you care about. You do not need to fix your fear right away. You just need to notice it and be honest with yourself. When you start to do this, you make space for kindness and understanding. This is the best way to take the first step forward. Sometimes, when you begin to notice your fears and worries about being alone, you may also notice another feeling called loneliness. This feeling can come when you are by yourself, but it can also appear even when you are with a group of people. You might be sitting in a room full of classmates or family members, but still, you feel distant from everyone. There is a sense that you are not truly connected, or that no one really understands what you are feeling. Loneliness can show up in many ways. Sometimes it feels like a quiet ache inside your chest. Sometimes it feels like you want to talk, but the words stay inside you. You may see people laughing and sharing stories together, but you do not feel like you belong. Maybe you hope someone will notice how you feel, but you also find it difficult to explain these feelings to anyone. You might think, why am I feeling lonely even when people are around me? It is important to understand that loneliness does not only mean being alone in a room. You can feel lonely at a party while walking through a busy street, or even when you are with people you love. Loneliness is not about the number of people near you. It is about the connection you feel inside. When you feel lonely, it can seem like no one else notices you, or like your feelings do not matter. Your mind may start to tell you stories when you feel lonely. It may say things like, "No one cares about me," or "I am not important." These thoughts are painful, but they are not signs of weakness or failure. Everyone has moments when they feel disconnected or left out. Loneliness is a normal feeling that comes and goes, just like other feelings. Sometimes you may believe that your loneliness will last forever. When you feel this way, hours and days can feel heavy and slow. You may find it hard to enjoy things you liked before. The colors around you look dull and nothing seems fun. It may even be hard to eat, sleep, or smile. But even if loneliness feels huge right now, it does not last forever. Your mood can change, often in small ways that are hard to notice at first. There are moments when loneliness feels strong, like a fog that does not clear away. In these times, you may wonder if it is something about you that makes you different. Maybe you think, if I was funnier or smarter or more interesting, I would have more friends. These thoughts hurt, but you do not have to believe them. The truth is, everyone feels lonely sometimes, even people who seem busy or popular. You may not see it, but the people around you can also feel left out, worried, or alone. Some people are very good at hiding these feelings. They smile and join in, even when they feel lonely inside. If you talk to them, you might learn that you are not alone in your feelings. Many people you meet have known loneliness too. If you start to notice your loneliness, do not try to push it away or pretend it does not exist. Pretending often makes the feeling stronger. Instead, you can allow yourself to feel lonely for a little while. You can say, "It is okay to feel lonely sometimes." This gentle way of talking to yourself can help you begin to feel a little bit lighter. You may feel sad, but you do not have to feel bad about being sad. Loneliness is your mind's way of telling you that you want care, comfort, or connection. It is a signal that you would like someone to talk to, or that you wish someone would understand. These wishes are normal. When you feel lonely, you are learning about your own needs. You are discovering that you care about others and that feeling close to people matters to you. Even if you feel lonely, you are not broken and you do not need to hide. You can be kind to yourself. If you feel like crying, it is okay to let your tears out. If you want to be quiet for some time, that is also okay. Having a gentle attitude toward yourself during lonely moments is an important way to heal. You are giving yourself space to feel what you need to feel. Some people judge themselves harshly when they feel lonely. They might think, I should not feel like this, or I am too sensitive. But there are no good or bad feelings. Loneliness is just one kind of feeling, and it does not mean you are less than anyone else. Being honest about your loneliness is a strong thing to do. You are learning to listen to what your mind and heart are telling you. You may wonder if there is a way to make loneliness smaller, or if you will always feel this way. One helpful step is to name your feeling out loud or in your mind. When you say, "This is loneliness," it becomes a little easier to handle. You know what it is, and you know that it comes and goes, just like sadness, happiness, or anger. No feeling stays the same forever. Each day, your feelings can change. Some mornings you may wake up feeling peaceful. Other days you may feel lonely as soon as you open your eyes. Both of these are normal. You can take each feeling one step at a time. When you notice that you are lonely, you can try something that feels safe or comforting. Maybe you make yourself a warm drink, pet an animal, or look out the window for a moment. These small steps do not erase loneliness, but they help you feel more cared for. Another helpful way to face loneliness is to notice your thoughts. Sometimes when you feel lonely, your mind begins to tell you that you do not matter to anyone, but there are always other thoughts in your mind too. You might remember a time when someone was kind to you. You may recall a moment when you felt included or loved. These memories are real, even if they feel far away right now. Allowing yourself to remember these times can give your heart a small break from sadness. It helps to know that the need for connection is natural. People are not made to live with no contact at all. Every person needs others at some points in their life. Wanting friendship, love, or acceptance is not a weakness. It is simply part of being human. Your loneliness is a sign that you care about relationships and that you want to share your life with others in some way. You might try to fill every hour of your day with things to do so you do not feel lonely. Maybe you turn on music all the time or keep a television playing. Sometimes these things offer comfort, but they do not always make the feeling go away. Loneliness usually needs gentle attention. Rushing or forcing yourself to feel happy can be tiring. Instead, you can give yourself small moments of kindness. Maybe you sit quietly for a little while and notice your own breath. Maybe you write your thoughts in a notebook. When words are on paper, they can feel lighter and easier to handle. Sometimes drawing or coloring can help too, even if you do not feel very creative. Any time you spend caring for yourself is a helpful step. You might want to reach out to someone when you feel lonely. This can feel scary, but even a short message to a family member or friend can help. You do not have to say everything you feel. Just saying hello or sending a small note lets you practice connection. You can remind yourself that others wish to hear from you too, even if you are not sure how to begin. If talking to others is hard for you, you can still practice building a connection with yourself. This means sitting quietly and listening to your own thoughts. Maybe you remember things you like about yourself, or think about what you would say to a friend who feels sad. You can try being that gentle friend to yourself. This does not mean that loneliness disappears, but it helps you move through the feeling with more care. It is important to accept that loneliness is not a sign of failure or a problem that must be solved right away. Sometimes it is simply a part of your life for a while. As you accept this feeling, you may notice moments of comfort and hope appearing between the hard parts. You might feel lonely for a morning, but then enjoy a kind word from someone later in the day. These small good moments can help you keep going. There are also ways to find comfort in daily routines. Doing small things like making your bed, brushing your hair, or watering a plant can help you feel more present. These little tasks do not take away loneliness, but they show that you can care for yourself in simple ways. Over time, these gentle habits can make your days feel a little softer. When you let yourself feel your emotions without judgment, you may start to notice what kinds of things give you comfort. Maybe you like to hear a certain song, or you feel calm when you smell something familiar like soap or fresh air. You might enjoy looking at pictures of places you love or watching a peaceful scene outside. These small comforts do not remove loneliness, but they bring a sense of care to your day. Sometimes you will want to be around people when you feel lonely. Other times you may wish to rest by yourself. Both choices are good as long as you are gentle with yourself. You can trust your own needs. If you need to be alone, it is okay. If you want company, you can try to reach out, even if it feels hard. Every step you take is a way to care for your feelings. You may also learn that being honest about your loneliness opens the door for new kinds of friendships or understanding. When you talk about your feelings, you may find that someone else feels the same way. Sometimes these talks help you both feel a little less alone. Even if you do not share every detail, just saying that you feel lonely can make a difference. It can take time to feel comfortable with loneliness. You may need many days or weeks to feel better. Feelings change slowly, and that is normal. You do not need to rush or change all at once. Each time you accept your feelings and let yourself be kind, you are growing stronger on the inside. As you pay attention to your feelings, you may also start to notice the difference between being alone and feeling lonely. Being alone is just about having no one nearby. Loneliness is about wishing for something more. Sometimes when you are alone, you feel peaceful or free, not sad at all. Other times, even a crowd does not stop you from feeling lonely. Learning this difference helps you understand yourself better. Loneliness can also show you what matters most to you. Maybe you feel lonely because you miss a friend, or you wish for a closer family. These wishes are signs of what you value in life. It is okay to notice your hopes and dreams as well as your pain. When you take small steps to care for your loneliness, you might notice changes in your thoughts. Maybe you catch yourself smiling when you remember something nice. Maybe you feel a bit lighter after sharing with someone. Over time, you will see that you are able to move through loneliness rather than get stuck in it. You have the strength to hold your feelings with care. Your own company can also become a source of comfort. As you listen to yourself with gentleness, you may start to enjoy quiet moments more. You might notice the way sunlight plays on your wall or how a favorite pillow feels under your head. These small things help you remember that alone time can also have meaning. Moving through loneliness is not always easy, but every time you accept your feelings, take care of yourself, and reach out in small ways, you build trust in yourself. You discover that feeling lonely is one part of life, but it does not control everything about you. You may find that as you grow in kindness toward yourself, you also feel more hopeful about the future. Each time you let yourself rest, take gentle care, or find comfort in a tiny detail, you are learning to be your own companion. This makes space for new kinds of peace to grow in your heart. With time, you may notice that being alone sometimes feels less heavy. You begin to see the value in your own thoughts, the quiet in your day, and the ways you can care for yourself. Little by little, you discover that your life is full of chances to learn, grow, and feel peace, even when you are by yourself. When you quietly notice the gentle moments in your own company, you might also begin to see that being alone can offer something special. Sometimes it can feel difficult to spend time by yourself, but there are things to discover in these quiet times. You have the chance to listen to your own thoughts and feelings without any noise from other people. This may feel strange at first, especially if you are used to being around others most of the time. Still, when you allow yourself to be alone, new things can appear inside your mind and heart. During quiet days or evenings, you might realize that your thoughts seem louder or clearer. There is no voice from a friend telling you what to do or what to think. You do not need to change your words or ideas to match someone else. There is time to ask yourself small questions such as, how do I feel right now? Or what do I want to do today? These questions are important, even if they seem simple. As you answer them for yourself, you start to discover what is really happening inside you. Alone time can feel calm, even if the quiet seems a bit empty at first. You may notice sounds you did not hear before, like the hum of the refrigerator, the tick of a clock, or the soft sound of your own breathing. These moments help you realize that there is life around you, even when people are not there. Sometimes, these peaceful sounds bring a sense of comfort, as if you are learning to be at home with your own self. Being by yourself for a while lets you notice feelings that may have been hidden. You might feel happy, sad, calm, or even bored, all in one day. Each feeling is a message that tells you something about your life right now. When you are surrounded by others, it can be hard to listen to these messages, but when you sit quietly for a few minutes, you begin to hear them more clearly. You might ask, am I really doing what I enjoy? Or, do I need more rest? Or even, is there something I'm afraid of? These gentle questions help you get to know yourself better. As you learn to listen to your own feelings in the quiet, you may notice that you sometimes enjoy your own company. You start to see the things that make you unique. Maybe you like to draw, write, look at the sky, or watch the way sunlight comes into the room. These are small parts of your personality that you only notice when you are silent and at ease. Alone time gives you space to see the details that matter to you. There is freedom in making choices when you are by yourself. You decide what you want to eat, when you want to rest, and what you want to do with your day. You do not have to wait for anyone else or check if they agree. Even small things, like what music to listen to or which book to read, become your decisions. These choices remind you that you are in charge of your day and that your opinions matter. Alone time can also bring old memories to your mind. You might remember something happy from your childhood or a moment that made you feel proud. You could think of a funny story that only you know. You can remember a time when you helped someone or learned something new. These memories are treasures that help you understand who you are. You can keep these stories in your heart and let them remind you of moments when you felt loved and safe. Sometimes the quiet makes it easier for thoughts or feelings that are not easy to face to come to the surface. If you notice sadness or worry, you have the chance to sit with those feelings and ask what they need. You might realize that you simply need to rest, or you may want to take a walk to clear your mind. There is time to feel all your feelings without hurrying or trying to hide anything. You can take deep breaths and let the feelings move slowly through you. This kind of self-listening is very valuable. It teaches you what you care about, what upsets you, and what brings you peace. If you are worried, you can ask yourself, where did this feeling start? Or, what can I do to feel a little better? If you are happy, you can notice what makes you smile and let yourself enjoy that happiness for as long as it lasts. Alone time also lets you ask yourself what is truly important in your life. You may begin to wonder, what kind of person do I want to be? Or, what do I love to do, just for myself? These questions can feel new and strange, but it is good to ask them. You do not have to answer them all at once. You can take your time and listen quietly to what comes up for you. When you spend time alone, you can notice what your body and mind need. Maybe you feel tired and need a nap. Maybe you want to stretch or move a little. Or maybe you would like to sit in the sun and close your eyes. You learn to trust your needs and answer them gently, just as you would care for someone you love. Each day, you become a little more skilled at listening to yourself and meeting your own needs. There may be times when being alone is difficult. You might still feel lonely or wish for company. It is okay to want others around you, but being alone can also be an opportunity to practice giving yourself kindness. You might light a candle, wear your favorite shirt, or make a meal you enjoy. These are small acts of care that help you feel safe and at peace in your own space. Another gift of alone time is that you learn to notice your thoughts without judging them. Maybe you think about something from your past and feel a bit embarrassed or sad. Instead of being hard on yourself, you can say, "That was a hard time, but I did the best I could." If you remember something joyful, you can let yourself smile and feel good about it. Every thought is a part of your story, and you can accept them gently. By spending quiet time with yourself, you get to learn about your hopes and dreams. Some dreams may be very big, like learning a new skill or visiting a special place. Other dreams may be simple, like wanting to spend more time in nature or to feel calm each morning when you wake up. When you have the space to think about these wishes, you can begin to plan ways to bring them to your life, even if it is only in small steps. The more you practice being alone with your thoughts, the more you feel comfortable with yourself. You notice the things that make you who you are. Maybe you like a certain type of food, or you love to watch the rain, or you have a favorite song that helps you relax. You may find out that you are braver or more gentle than you once thought. These are things you can celebrate quietly, knowing they are true about you. Sometimes being alone helps you solve problems. When there is no outside noise, you have the chance to think clearly about something that is bothering you. You can take a piece of paper and write down your worries or ideas. You may see that some problems are easier to solve than you thought. If something feels too big, you can decide to take a small step toward feeling better. Alone, you have time and space to think things through. Being by yourself can bring new interests or hobbies. Because you can follow your own curiosity, you might try drawing a picture, playing music, or learning some words in another language. You have the freedom to explore these new things without anyone watching or judging. You can make mistakes, try again, and enjoy the process just for yourself. This is a chance to discover what you like in life. You may find that you have more energy or ideas when you are alone. You can use this time to write a letter, plan something special for yourself, or notice the beauty in small things around you. Maybe you look at flowers in a garden, watch clouds move, or listen to birds outside your window. These moments remind you that the world is full of small wonders that you can enjoy on your own. As you keep spending time alone, you grow in trust with yourself. You know that you can face hard feelings, solve problems, and enjoy your days. This trust is a quiet gift. It shows you that you do not always need others to make you feel good about yourself. You can find peace in your own thoughts, even if you wish for company sometimes. The special value of being alone is in learning to be your own friend. You are with yourself every day. The more you listen to your needs, celebrate your joys, and take care of your worries, the stronger you become inside. This kind of strength does not always show on the outside, but you will know it is there. It helps you handle tough days and enjoy peaceful moments even more. Alone time teaches you that it is okay to rest and slow down. You do not have to rush or fill every moment with noise. Rest gives your mind and body a chance to heal and grow stronger. You might even enjoy simple things more, like the taste of your favorite food, the feeling of clean sheets, or the gentle sound of rain. These moments are gifts that you give to yourself when you take the time to be still. Sometimes you may want to keep a small journal to write your thoughts and feelings. This can help you see how you are growing and changing. You might look back and notice that you have become more patient, gentle, or brave over time. These are quiet changes, but they make your life richer and help you know yourself more deeply. If you ever feel unsure about being alone, remember that you are learning about yourself in ways that are not possible when you are always around other people. These lessons help you make better choices for your life. You begin to see what really makes you happy, what you need to feel safe, and what brings you comfort. This knowledge makes it easier to face the world because you know that you are strong and able to care for yourself. You may notice that sometimes your mind feels full of ideas when you are alone. Other times you may not want to think about anything at all. Both ways are fine. You can go for a walk to clear your head, listen to music, or even just rest your body for a while. Listening to your body as well as your mind is another way of taking care of yourself. There are days when being alone gives you the chance to be creative. You might make up a small poem, try a new recipe, or take pictures with your phone to remember a nice moment. Creativity does not have to be a big achievement. It can be anything that brings you a smile or helps you feel alive. These creative acts are ways to celebrate your life as it is, with all its quiet beauty. As you keep spending gentle time by yourself, you notice that being alone does not have to mean being lonely. You can enjoy your own company and find new ways to fill your time with meaning. Every small discovery, every peaceful moment, and every act of self-kindness makes your life feel fuller and brighter. When you learn the hidden value of being alone, you begin to see that your thoughts and feelings are important. You also build the habit of answering your own needs and honoring your dreams. These quiet lessons help you become the person you most want to be, someone who trusts themselves, enjoys their own company, and finds gentle peace in life's quiet hours. Your time alone is a chance to grow into your truest self, little by little, each day. When you understand more about who you are by listening to your own feelings and thoughts, you also start to notice something new inside you. You find a way to trust yourself. This trust grows every time you spend quiet moments alone, every time you make choices on your own, and every time you take care of yourself without waiting for others to do it first. When you do these things, you are building self-trust and independence. Self-trust is believing that you know what is best for you, even when it feels hard. It means that you can listen to your own needs and feelings. You can count on yourself to make choices, even simple ones, like when to rest, what to eat, or what feels good for you to do next. Paying attention to yourself in these moments helps you feel safe and strong inside. Sometimes, it is not easy to make decisions when you are alone. You might worry about making a mistake or doing something wrong. You might wonder if someone else would choose something different for you. When you feel these worries, pause for a moment and ask yourself what you really want or need. If you make a choice and it does not turn out as you hoped, it is still a chance to learn. Each choice gives you more experience and teaches you about yourself. The more you practice making your own choices, the more confident you become. For example, if you decide you want to start reading a new book and you finish even just a few pages, you see that you can enjoy something by yourself. Or if you want to try a new food or cook for yourself, that is another small victory. Every time you act on your own wishes, you are showing yourself that your choices matter. When you are alone, you do not need to ask for the approval of others. You do not have to wait for someone to tell you how to spend your time or what you should do next. You get to explore activities you are curious about. Maybe you want to draw, write, play music, or simply sit in the sun. You are free to choose. This freedom is part of independence, and independence is how you learn what makes you comfortable, happy, or excited. Learning to handle problems on your own is a big part of growing. You may face something difficult, a task you have never done, a feeling you do not like, or a moment when things go wrong. If you face it alone, you find that you are able to handle it step by step. You break things down into smaller steps and give yourself time. If you become stuck, you do not have to be angry with yourself. Instead, you can be patient and kind and remind yourself that everyone has to learn new things, sometimes slowly. Sometimes, when you solve a problem by yourself, even a small one, you feel a new kind of pride inside. You learn that you do not always need to ask for help or wait for someone to rescue you. You realize, I am strong enough to try. You may not always succeed the first time, but just trying is enough to build your trust in yourself. Being on your own gives you chances to make mistakes, and that is a good thing. Mistakes are not signs of failure. They are opportunities for learning. If you try something and it does not work, you can learn why. You can ask yourself what you would do differently next time. By making your own choices, both good and bad, you are learning to be responsible for your life. As you spend more time alone, you start to notice which activities give you joy and which ones do not speak to you. Maybe you enjoy gardening, drawing, writing in a notebook, or listening to music. You can try many different things without needing anyone else's opinion. You can stop any time if something does not make you happy. You get to decide what works for you. Being able to care for yourself is a very special skill. It could be as simple as making your own lunch, tidying your room, or setting your schedule for the day. When you finish these actions, you notice that you can depend on yourself. Taking care of your own needs might seem small, but every little act adds up. These small acts are signs of independence. You may also notice that when you spend time alone and make your own choices, you feel less worried about what others think. You become less interested in copying other people and more interested in being true to yourself. You stop looking outside for approval. This is a gentle way of growing into yourself and discovering your own sense of right and wrong. There are days when being independent feels easy, and days when it feels hard. Sometimes you may wish someone else would make choices for you. On some days, you may feel unsure or nervous. That is not a problem. When these moments come, remind yourself that it is okay to feel uncertain. You learn by practicing, not by being perfect. With each small step, your trust in yourself grows a bit stronger. There might also be times when problems feel too big for one person alone. Knowing when to ask for help is also part of growing independent. Trusting yourself means trusting your feelings when you know you could use support or advice. If you do not know how to do something, you can gently reach out for help, but you can also remind yourself, I am learning, I am trying. Often you can do more on your own than you first think. Independence does not mean you always have to do everything by yourself. It means you are learning to listen to your needs and give yourself the chance to act as best as you can. Sometimes, doing your best means doing things alone. Other times, it means knowing when to look for advice or when to rest for a while until you feel ready to try again. Trying new things, even small ones, can help you learn more about what you like and what you can handle. If you have always wanted to plant a seed, write a poem, or try a new walk in your neighborhood, being alone gives you the space to try. The more new things you explore, the more you learn that you are capable. You might surprise yourself in small ways, like finishing a task you started, cleaning your home, or learning something new on your own. When you try things by yourself, you will sometimes feel nervous. That is normal. You might think, what if I do this wrong? Or what if I do not succeed? Each time you try, even if you are not perfect, you have learned something new. You have gained a little more confidence. Over weeks and months, these small moments add up, little by little. Doing things alone can also give you time to notice how you feel before you act. If you want to change something in your life, you can think quietly about your reasons and your plans. You might feel ready to make a change, or you might decide to wait. Trusting yourself means letting your own ideas guide you, instead of following what everyone else says. You might want to keep a simple journal. In it, you can write about your goals, new things you tried, or problems you have solved by yourself. When you look back after several days or weeks, you might see how much you have learned. You notice that your own company is enough for you to grow, try things, and heal. Sometimes you may decide to challenge yourself by doing something you have never done alone. Maybe you go to a new place, learn a new hobby, or cook a new recipe. You may feel nervous before you try, but when you finish, you realize that you are stronger than you thought. These small steps add to your independence. If you find yourself worrying about mistakes, take a slow breath and remind yourself that mistakes are simply part of learning. No one does everything right the first time. Each mistake is like a note that helps you learn what works and what does not. The important thing is that you keep trying with kindness for yourself. You may start to feel curious about what else you can do on your own. This curiosity helps you grow. Maybe you look for a new book, try a new kind of exercise, or learn a song on your own. You notice which actions make you feel alive and proud, and which ones you are less interested in. Each choice teaches you something about yourself. Learning to trust yourself is also about forgiving your mistakes and noticing your efforts. If you try to fix something and do not succeed, you can say, I still did my best. If you set a goal and do not finish it, you can try again. Your kindness to yourself is just as important as your strength or skills. As you keep practicing independence, you see that you can face both good times and hard times. There may be days you feel sad or lost, but you know how to rest and comfort yourself. There are days you feel happy, and you know how to celebrate small victories. Both moments teach you that you can depend on yourself. You may find new interests and talents that you never noticed before, because now you have time and freedom to try many things. If you do not like something, you do not have to continue. If you enjoy something, you can make it part of your days. This is how you shape a life that feels right for you. Your confidence grows each time you face a fear or a worry on your own. You begin to see that you are strong enough to handle hard moments. You do not have to rush, and you do not have to prove anything to anyone. You just keep showing up for yourself over and over with patience and hope. As you practice being your own support, you notice that you worry less about what others think. You stop waiting for perfect conditions. You begin to make choices that help you instead of choices that only please others. You learn that you are important and that your voice matters. You may feel proud when you accomplish something by yourself, when you clean your space, finish a task, or create something new. Allow yourself to notice this pride. You can tell yourself, "I did this for me, and that is good." Helping yourself does not have to be a big action. Sometimes, just getting out of bed, taking a shower, or eating a healthy meal is enough. These small things all add to your sense of independence. Each act of care is a building block that makes you stronger and helps you trust your own choices. Self-trust and independence also help you when things do not happen as you expected. If someone cancels plans, if you have to spend a day alone, or if you face an unexpected problem, you remember that you know how to take care of yourself. You can decide how you want to react and what will help you feel better. Even when plans change, you can adjust because you know that you can depend on yourself. Trusting yourself means you also know when you need to rest or take it easy. You learn to hear the signals your body and heart give you. If you need a nap, gentle music, or even just quiet time, you can offer these things to yourself. Rest is just as much a part of independence as action. You keep learning more about who you are, what you enjoy, what helps you relax, and what helps you feel calm after a hard day. You become your own guide in these ways, making choices that are kind and true for you. As you grow in self-trust and independence, you find that life feels more open. There are more options for how you can spend your time and what you can achieve. You feel less afraid of being alone and more excited to explore what you might do next. Each day, you have new chances to make choices for yourself. All these steps help you see that you are strong and able, not just when things go well, but also when things are difficult. With time and practice, you understand that you can rely on yourself. You can take small steps forward, face your fears kindly, and learn every day. Learning to trust yourself and be independent brings comfort and confidence. You are not alone, even when you spend time by yourself, because you know you are there for you. This inner strength and freedom help you become more at peace with yourself and the world. Each small act of taking care of yourself, each choice made on your own, and each moment of courage becomes a part of how you grow and live. When you begin to see that you can depend on yourself and make your own choices, you also start to notice a calm feeling growing inside. This calmness is different from what you feel when you try to make others happy or hope for someone else's approval. It comes from knowing that what you do, think, and feel is important, even if no one is watching you or telling you that you are good enough. As you continue to spend time alone, you may start to realize that your value is not decided by people around you. It does not come from how many friends you have, how often people talk to you, or how many times others notice your actions. Your value comes from who you are inside and how you treat yourself in small moments. This quiet respect for yourself is very important. If you look inside and ask yourself, "What do I like about myself?" you may find many answers. Maybe you are patient, kind, or careful with the things you do. Maybe you try your best when learning something new, or maybe you help others when they need it. These are gifts you carry every day. No one can take them from you. Even if others do not see or understand these things, they remain part of your worth. When you spend time alone, you have a special chance to accept yourself as you are. You may see things you wish were different, but you may also find it easier to notice your good qualities. There is no one to judge you or make you feel small. You can rest, do something simple, or just sit quietly and think. Inside this peaceful moment, you might notice that you are enough, just as you are. Being alone also gives you the chance to feel calm in your own space. You do not need to argue, explain, or compare yourself to others. You do not have to try to keep up, be louder, or be better than someone else. There is space for you to be gentle, slow, and honest. You can breathe deeply. This peace comes from allowing yourself to be you. When life is busy or when others expect things from you, it is easy to feel like you need to keep doing more. You may want to hear "well done" from someone else. But as you learn to enjoy your own company, you feel a new kind of strength. This strength is not loud. It shows up in the way you trust your own voice, the way you move through your day, and the way you care for your feelings. You might start to notice moments when you are happy, even if you are just doing small things. Maybe you drink a cup of warm tea, read a few pages from a book, or simply listen to your favorite song. You find comfort in these simple moments without needing anyone to tell you that what you like is good or right. It is enough that you enjoy it. Every day you have the chance to remind yourself that you are valuable without needing proof from outside. You can look in the mirror and say something kind to yourself. You might thank yourself for trying, for being gentle, or for getting through a hard day. This kindness is a gift you can give to yourself over and over again. If you make a mistake or have a bad day, you might feel doubt or even shame, but when you respect yourself, you become gentle to your own faults. You say, "It is okay to have a difficult time. I am learning. I will try again." You treat your sadness with care, not with anger. This kind of respect helps you get through challenges with less harshness and more hope. Sometimes you might look at others and think they are stronger, happier, or more interesting than you. But no one really knows all that is inside another person. Everyone has quiet worries and hidden fears. What matters most is not how much you seem to have, but how you treat yourself and how you care for your mind and heart each day. As you get comfortable in your own company, you see that you do not need to wait for others to show you your worth. You learn to approve of yourself. When you try something new, you praise your own effort, even if the result is not perfect. You stop asking, "Do they think I am good enough?" and start saying, "I am proud of what I tried today." When you accept yourself, you open your heart to gentle peace. You no longer need to hide your fears or pretend to be something you are not. You can rest, breathe, and let your mind slow down. This kind of peace is simple, but it gives you a strong place to return when life feels uncertain. Your sense of worth grows with every small act of kindness you give to yourself. You learn to celebrate even the smallest steps. Maybe you made your bed, learned a new word, or remembered to take care of your health. These small things are proof that you care about yourself and respect the life you are living. If you notice that you are comparing yourself to others, take a deep breath and remind yourself that your story is your own. No one else can live your life or feel your feelings for you. Each person has their own strengths, weaknesses, and journeys. When you bring your focus back to yourself, you find more room to grow and feel well. It is also possible to feel at peace just by being present. You can rest your hands on your legs, close your eyes, or listen to simple sounds near you. You might hear the wind, the sound of a bird, or faraway voices. Letting these sounds fill your space can bring calmness to your mind and help you feel comfortable just being here. As you keep practicing this acceptance and respect, you notice that you do not need to look for happiness in busy places or in big events. You can find small joys right where you are. Joy can come from eating something delicious, feeling the cool air, or enjoying a color that makes you smile. The joy you find in your own company is gentle but steady. Over time, you realize that your self-respect helps you stay steady in hard times. When someone says something unkind or when life is difficult, you can come back to the peace you have built. You remember the things you value about yourself. You remember that you are important no matter what is happening around you. There will be days when it feels easier to love yourself and days when it is harder. On the hard days, you can still offer yourself patience. You might say, "This day is difficult, but I am here for myself." When you comfort yourself in this way, you make your sense of worth stronger and more lasting. Your thoughts about who you are will change sometimes. You may wake up feeling uncertain or weak. Later, you may feel strong and certain. Feelings rise and fall, but the way you treat yourself can be the same. Each time you show yourself respect, you make it easier to feel calm and peaceful on more days. Some people worry that being alone too often will make them cold or selfish. But when you practice caring for yourself, you actually become more open and gentle with others. You feel safe inside, so you can be kind to people around you without needing them to fill empty spaces in your heart. You share love because you want to, not because you have to. This strong sense of worth lets you be honest about mistakes or weaknesses. Instead of hiding them, you admit them gently. You learn from them and move on. You know you are not perfect and do not need to be. The way you accept your true self helps you feel peaceful and good about your life. If your mind starts thinking about fears or worries, you can remind yourself that these are just thoughts. You can listen to them without letting them control your whole day. You are more than your worries. You are someone who can bring calm and hope to each moment simply by being present and gentle with yourself. Your own opinion, your sense of what matters, and your feelings are enough. You do not need to always follow what everyone else is doing. Your path is yours. When you honor your own wishes and your own needs, you give yourself permission to live in a way that feels good and true for you. Self-respect does not only grow in quiet moments, it also appears when you do something brave, like saying no to something you do not want, or when you let yourself rest instead of pushing too hard. Each time you listen to your needs, you show respect to yourself. You may notice that your relationships with other people change as you learn to value yourself. You might become more honest about what you want, or you may choose friends who are kind and support your well-being. You will feel stronger saying what is right for you and what is not. If someone treats you badly or speaks to you with anger, you are able to say in your own heart, "I still value myself. I do not need to believe hurtful words." You remain steady even if you feel pain for a while. Self-respect is a quiet friend that walks with you, protecting your heart from the hardest moments. You also find it easier to celebrate your strengths and be gentle about your weaknesses. You do not have to hide what is hard for you. When you know yourself, you know which things take effort and which things come naturally. You move at your own pace, giving yourself space to rest and space to grow. Letting go of the need for approval from others is a slow process, but every day brings you closer to trusting yourself. The more you notice good things about yourself, the less you feel that you must win someone else's praise. You take pride in who you are, just by being honest and brave in your daily life. When you discover that peace can come from within you, you become less afraid of being by yourself. You see every quiet moment as a new chance to practice self-care and kindness. You hold yourself with gentle hands every day through both easy times and hard times. If you ever feel lost or unsure, you have a place inside to come back to, the place where your gentle voice says, "I am here for me, I am enough." This inner voice is something you build through small acts of kindness every day. It is a strong support that helps you keep moving forward even when things are not perfect. Little by little, as you accept yourself and respect what you need, you create a life where you can feel at home in your own mind and your own body. You do not need to be someone else. You are learning to be the best version of yourself, and that is a wonderful gift. You may also realize that you have the power to choose how you spend your time and what you let into your life. You choose friends who are kind and activities that give you joy. You choose what you read, watch, or listen to. Taking care of your heart and mind becomes part of every day. Every day you live with respect, honesty, and care for yourself, you grow stronger. You know you can depend on yourself. You trust your own choices. You understand that you are valuable, even if no one else notices. The sense of peace you build from the inside out keeps you steady, no matter what storms happen around you. When you look back at your days, you will see many small moments where you chose to be gentle, brave, and true to yourself. Each one of these moments is a step toward a life filled with peace and self-worth. You can celebrate every one of them, knowing that you are growing into someone who is proud to be themselves. Finding happiness by yourself does not mean closing your heart to others. It means you are open to kindness and love, both from others and from yourself. You know your own value. You know that you can carry peace with you wherever you go. This quiet, gentle happiness is something you have built, and it is yours to keep in every season, through every change. When you learn to feel comfortable with who you are and find gentle happiness in your own company, you begin to see that spending time alone gives you space to explore new things. Without noise from outside or pressure from others, you start to notice ideas in your mind that you never saw before. Being alone helps you become curious. You pay attention to the small things around you. You give yourself time to imagine, to create, and to learn in quiet ways. If you look inside, you may find ideas that want to be tried out. You might remember something from your childhood that brought you joy, like drawing with colors, singing a song, or building something with your hands. Now that you have time on your own, you can let these simple dreams grow. You do not need to rush. You do not need to show anyone what you do. There is no one to judge you. You can begin right where you are. Maybe you decide to pick up a pencil and draw a picture, even if it is just a simple shape. You might color a page or doodle on a piece of paper. You feel how it is to move your hand and see marks appear. You might try writing down a few words or a short story, letting your thoughts become real on the page. You may even invent a new tune as you hum quietly to yourself. Alone, you are free to play and experiment. Sometimes new ideas come when you are quiet. You may be sitting by a window, feeling the sun on your face when a thought comes to you. What if I tried to learn a new recipe? Or, what would happen if I painted the sunrise I saw yesterday? Little questions like these are seeds. They grow when you give them time and attention. Exploring new interests is not about making something perfect. It is about discovering what feels interesting and enjoyable to you. You can decide to try something only for a few minutes. If you like it, you may return tomorrow. If it does not feel right, you can stop and choose another idea. You do not have to be good at something to enjoy it. You do it because it makes you curious or happy. Alone time means you do not have to hurry. You can work on something for 5 minutes or for 5 hours. You choose when to begin and when to end. If you bake a simple loaf of bread, try a puzzle, or plant a seed. All that matters is your own interest and effort. You can notice the small changes and celebrate them, even if they are not seen by anyone else. When you learn something new, your mind grows. Each step you take, measuring flour, mixing colors, or practicing a musical note, teaches you a little more about what you enjoy. Even when you make a mistake, you learn something. Maybe you discover that you need a little more time, or that you prefer a different shape or flavor. Learning is a slow process, and there is no right or wrong speed. You might also find that certain things calm your mind. You may enjoy knitting a scarf, building a tiny house out of paper, or listening to a new kind of music. Even choosing a book at random and reading a few pages can bring a sense of peace. These quiet activities help you feel more comfortable with yourself and make the time alone feel gentle. If you pay attention, your interests may change with the seasons or with how you feel. Sometimes you want to go outside, notice plants or insects, or take pictures with your phone or a camera. On other days, you may simply rest, look at shapes in the clouds, or listen to a story on audio. When you are alone, each day can be different. You are free to follow what feels right to you. Trying something creative often means facing thoughts that tell you this is not good enough or I am not talented. These thoughts are normal, but you do not have to listen to them. When you practice kindness with yourself, you let go of the need for perfection. You let creativity happen in small, easy ways. The act of creating is more important than impressing anyone else. Being creative by yourself means noticing colors, patterns, smells, and sounds. You might arrange stones you find on a walk, learn the names of birds in your area, or cook a new kind of soup. Every little step brings you closer to the world around you. Each experiment or project, no matter how simple, lets you know yourself in a new way. Celebrating your small achievements matters more than making a big change. If you finish a page in your notebook, hang your drawing on the wall, or keep a small plant growing for 1 week, you can let yourself feel proud. These small successes show you that you can enjoy your own effort. They build your sense of confidence, even when no one else notices. If some days you feel stuck or cannot think of anything new to do, that is okay. You can rest without feeling guilty. You do not have to force creativity. Sometimes, even sitting quietly and letting thoughts pass through your mind is enough. On other days, memories or dreams might give you new ideas to try. You can let this gentle flow guide you. You may want to keep a special place for your creative work. You can put your drawings in a folder or a box, write down your favorite recipes, or make a list of simple projects you have tried. Looking back at what you have done reminds you of the quiet power you hold to make things, learn, and change. Finding new interests or talents is not a race. You can try one thing 1 week and something different the next. It could be learning a dance, listening to music in another language, or making a list of places you want to visit in the future. As you try new things, you discover more about your likes, dislikes, and hopes. If you are not sure where to begin, you can ask yourself simple questions such as, what did I enjoy as a child? Or, what sounds or pictures make me smile? Start with something small. You do not need expensive materials or special tools. Sometimes you can use things you already find at home: paper, colors, old magazines, or even things from nature. You might even combine different things you enjoy. You could draw while listening to music, cook a simple meal while singing, or write a poem about something you see outside your window. The main idea is to keep things light and easy. Allow yourself to laugh when things go wrong. Let yourself feel good about trying. The feeling of pride grows as you see your talents becoming clearer. Maybe you notice that you have a good eye for color. Maybe you learn that you are very patient with tiny tasks. You might discover that your mind comes up with ideas for stories or inventions. Each talent may start small, but with time, you learn more about what feels special for you. Often, when you are alone and busy with a creative project, you forget worries for a while. You are in the moment, focusing on the sounds, colors, and shapes in front of you. You feel peace because you are not trying to be better than anyone. You are only having fun with your own imagination. If you wish, you can share some of your work with friends or family, but you do not have to. Sometimes it feels right to keep things private just for yourself. Other times, sharing lets others see a different side of you. Both ways are good. It is your choice. Your life becomes richer each time you try something new. The world is wide, and there are endless things to notice and learn about. Spending time exploring these things fills your mind with new feelings and ideas. It is not possible to run out of new interests, because your curiosity can keep growing in many different ways. You may also realize that your creative side helps you in other parts of life. When you face a problem, you learn to look for different solutions. You become more patient and find it easier to wait for results because you know good things come with time. Creativity makes you flexible and helps you accept change. When you spend time noticing your feelings, you might also start to express them through creative work. If you feel sad, you can draw pictures that use gentle colors. If you feel excited, you may write a happy song or poem. If you feel tired, you may make something simple and soft. Using your interest to share your feelings makes your alone time more meaningful. As your confidence grows, so does your courage to try new things. One day you may want to learn an instrument. Another day, you may plant seeds and watch them grow over several weeks. Each new step adds a new part to your life story. You may enjoy learning from books, videos, or listening to others talk about their favorite hobbies. The time you spend learning, even if it is just a few minutes here and there, helps you to see that you can do many different things. You can let learning be slow and fun. The most important thing is to let yourself make mistakes without being hard on yourself. When things do not work out as you planned, you laugh or try again. Mistakes are a sign that you are learning and growing. They do not mean you have to give up. Each creative project or interest you try becomes a memory. If you look back at your first small efforts, you may feel proud that you kept going. Over several days, weeks, or months, you may notice how your skills and tastes have changed. These changes are a sign that you can shape your life in small, happy ways. Your alone time becomes brighter and more interesting as you keep discovering what you enjoy. You can look forward to these moments, knowing they give you the chance to rest, create, and simply be yourself without pressure. When you feel joy from these discoveries, you feel stronger inside. As you keep spending time this way, you also learn to notice when you need rest or stillness. Not every moment has to be filled with doing. Pausing, looking, and simply being are just as important. Sometimes your best ideas come when you are quiet, not thinking of anything in particular. Writing down what you learn, making a list of your favorite moments, or collecting objects that make you smile are simple ways to see the slow growth in your life. Every day brings a new chance to try one small thing. Even if you do not always feel inspired, each gentle step adds something to who you are. Spending time with your creative projects helps you trust yourself more. You know that you can choose how to spend your alone time. You see how much you are able to do, learn, and bring into your days. Your mind becomes a softer place when you welcome new interests. You look at what you can do now instead of only thinking about what you cannot do yet. This kind of thinking brings hope and makes you want to keep learning. When you look back at what you have made or learned, you find joy in every small achievement. Your alone time offers endless ways to explore, create, and celebrate your unique self. Each new step gives you something to be proud of and helps you enjoy your own company even more. New creative activities often help you see yourself in a different way. When you try something new or let your mind open to simple joy, you may start to notice other feelings, memories, or thoughts coming up in the quiet. Sometimes, when you are alone and working with your hands or just resting, your mind has space to remember things that happened long ago. Some of these memories are happy and bring gentle smiles. Others may carry pain, sadness, or confusion. These feelings may appear even when you are not looking for them. Sometimes, a song you hear, a picture you notice, or even the weather can remind you of a time from the past. These memories can be old worries, old hurts, or problems you have not thought about for a long time. When these thoughts come, it is natural to feel bothered or unsure. You may want to push them away or distract yourself quickly, but spending quiet time alone gives you room to try something different. When you let yourself be quiet and gentle with your feelings, you begin the process of healing. This does not mean pain disappears in one moment, or that you will always feel better right away. Healing can take time. You watch your feelings come and go, letting yourself notice them without judgment. Sometimes you may even say to yourself, "It is okay to feel this way now. I am safe here. I can listen to what my feelings are telling me." You might find it helpful to write in a notebook when you feel sad, upset, or confused. If you find a quiet place and let your hand move, writing can help your thoughts have a place to rest. It does not matter what the words look like or if they make sense. The act of putting worries and memories on paper can feel like you are setting them down for a while. Over days and weeks, this writing can show you how much you have changed and what things become easier as time passes. Sometimes you will remember hard times, mistakes, or moments of worry. It is not easy to face these memories on your own. You may feel angry, lonely, or tired. Instead of turning away or feeling bad for having these feelings, you can try to listen. You can ask yourself, "What does this part of me need?" Sometimes your feelings ask for rest. Sometimes they ask for comfort or for you to simply say, I remember. I am here now. Gentle breathing can help when emotions are heavy. If your heart feels tight or your mind is spinning, find a place to sit quietly. Place a hand on your chest or your belly and feel your breath move in and out. Counting slowly, 1, 2, 3, 4, means you pay attention to your body and help your mind become softer. Big feelings often become less strong when you give them time and a little space. Healing is not a race. Some days you may feel strong and hopeful. Some days, old pain or sadness returns. This is part of being alive. It is normal to have days or nights when you want to cry, or when you remember something you wish was different. Each time you accept your feelings, no matter what they are, you make a step in the direction of healing. You show yourself care and respect just as you would for a good friend. If you feel safe, you can talk out loud to yourself, as if you were speaking kindly to a small child. You may say, "It is okay to be sad right now," or, "I know that was hard. You did your best." When you learn to be your own comfort, your fear of big feelings gets smaller. You believe in your ability to move through pain and out to a place that feels better. This builds trust. You might remember moments when you felt alone or left out. As these memories come, you may feel pain in your chest or tears in your eyes. Loneliness can hurt, but letting these memories be seen and spoken about, even in your mind, helps you understand them. You can forgive yourself for feeling lost, scared, or sad. Each time you face these memories honestly, you give yourself new chances to feel lighter. Sometimes, you remember people who were unkind, or times when things did not happen as you hoped. As you sit with these memories, you can remind yourself, that was in the past. I am here today. I am doing my best now. You cannot change old stories, but you can let yourself grow stronger from them. Being alone allows you to decide what helps you feel stronger after hard feelings come up. You might take a short walk, listen to gentle music, or simply sit in a comfortable chair and breathe. You can light a candle, wrap yourself in a soft blanket, or drink something warm. Small acts of care help your body and mind know that you are safe now. Some people find art or music helps them move old pain. Drawing, painting, or playing even simple sounds can help feelings shift. If you have paints, clay, or markers, you can make shapes or colors that show how you feel. Even if you do not have words, you may make messy lines or quiet shapes. There is no right or wrong way to express yourself. You may begin to notice that your feelings have a pattern, like waves that come and go. Some days you have more energy and hope. Other days you need to rest and let yourself be quiet. When you honor both parts, you let healing grow naturally inside you. If your mind is busy with worries about the future, try to bring your thoughts back to the present. You can look at your hands, name things you see, or focus on your breath. This helps you feel steady. It reminds you that you are safe in this moment. Your pain or fear does not have to decide how your whole day will go. If you carry anger or disappointment, you can also find ways to let these feelings move through you. You might write a letter you do not send, telling all your thoughts to a blank page. You can then fold the letter, put it away, or even tear it up. This act is for you and no one else. Sometimes moving your body helps. Stretching, gentle movement, or just stepping outside for a breath of air can bring relief. When you are by yourself, you have the freedom to choose your own way of healing. You do not need to hurry. You can try many ways and find what helps. Over time, you may notice that old memories have less power. You remember them, but they do not hurt as much. You may feel sad, but you also feel calm and accepting. Forgiveness is a gentle part of healing. You may need to forgive yourself for mistakes or for not knowing what to do in the past. Everyone is learning. You may also forgive others, not because they deserve it, but because it helps your heart grow light. Forgiving does not mean forgetting. It means giving yourself the gift of peace. You let go of the wish to change the past. You accept where you are now and trust that you can take care of yourself. It can help to create small rituals of comfort. Maybe you light a candle each evening, write a kind word on a piece of paper, or listen to your favorite song. These gentle acts remind you that you can care for your own feelings. Over many days, these habits of care grow stronger and become part of who you are. You may also notice that, as you heal, you become more gentle toward others. You see that everyone has times when they hurt, fear, or feel alone. When someone is sad or difficult, you remember your own pain and give understanding. This does not mean you accept harmful acts, but it means your heart is bigger. You know how to hold pain, both your own and other people's. Alone time gives you space to notice what you have lived through and all the ways you have grown. You may think back on the past and realize how much you have learned. You see how you have faced hard days, fears, and confusion, and each time you kept going. Even small acts of courage like getting out of bed or talking kindly to yourself are victories. Celebrating these small acts of growth is important. You can write them down, draw a star on the calendar, or say to yourself, "I did something brave today." Each tiny victory is a seed that helps you trust life and believe in your next step forward. Dreaming about the future is another part of healing. As old pain softens, you feel more hopeful. You imagine gentle days ahead, days when you feel free, relaxed, or curious again. You may set a little goal, like learning a song or planting a seed. Each dream, no matter how small, helps your heart grow. Being patient is one of the best gifts you can give yourself. If sadness comes back, you start again, like learning a new skill. You may rest on some days and move forward on others. Every day is a chance to gently heal, even if you do not feel progress right away. The important thing is that you show up with hope and care. You may notice that as you practice caring for your feelings, life does not feel as heavy. Your old troubles are still there, but you know how to comfort yourself. You make space for both sorrow and joy. You do not push away one part of you in order to keep another. This makes your mind and heart stronger. Love for yourself and your life grows each day. You are honest with how you feel. Even when it is hard, you come back to yourself and offer a kind word or a little comfort. Over days, weeks, months, and even years, these words become habits. You learn to believe in your own good heart. If you notice you need more help, you're allowed to ask for support. Healing alone is strong, but you do not have to do everything by yourself. Reaching out to a caring person, a friend, or a helper can bring another kind of comfort. They may hold your feelings with you or simply listen. Asking for help is a brave act and a sign that you care for yourself. As you keep giving yourself space to heal, you start to look at life differently. You open your eyes to beauty, kindness, and hope. You feel new energy. You may even want to help others in small ways, share your story, or listen to someone else who needs comfort. There will be days when you still feel sad, lost, or unsure. These days are part of being alive. You can keep going, knowing you have tools to help. Gentle breath, honesty, kindness, and trust in yourself are things no one can take away. You may find new interests and friendships in this time. Healing can open your heart to people, places, and ideas you would not have noticed before. You become more present, more gentle, and more joyful, even in quiet ways. Through all these moments, you see that growth comes from inside you. No matter what happened before, you can shape your life with patience and hope. Every feeling, every memory is a chance to know yourself. Every act of care is a step toward peace. You are not finished growing. Life keeps changing. Every kind moment you give yourself makes you a little more resilient. You learn to rise, rest, hope, and try again. Peace grows slowly, but it is real. Inside you, there is the strength to keep moving forward, one gentle day at a time. Learning to care for your feelings in gentle ways makes it easier to move through each day. But there will still be moments when being alone brings up hard emotions. Sometimes these difficult feelings are old and have visited you many times before. At other times, they are new and feel surprising because of something that just happened or changed in your life. During these times, fear, sadness, or worry can feel heavy and strong. When you are alone and one of these big feelings arrives, you may notice it first in your body. Your heart might beat a little faster, your hands might feel cold, or a tight feeling may come to your stomach. You might feel like crying without warning, or your mind may not let you rest. These are normal things that happen to many people. There is nothing wrong with you when you have these feelings. It only means that you are human and that you care about your life and what happens to you. The first step is to notice and accept what you are feeling. You may gently say in your mind, "I am feeling afraid right now," or "This is sadness that I feel." Putting a simple name to what you are feeling helps to make space around it. You do not have to fight the feeling or run away from it. You do not have to pretend that you are fine when you are not. The feeling is there, and it is okay to notice it, just as it is. It is helpful to remember that all feelings come and go, no matter how big they seem at first. You may think that the sadness will last forever or that the fear will never go away, but feelings move and change just like the weather changes day to day. You can remind yourself, this feeling is here now, but it will not last for all time. This hope gives you a little comfort even in a hard moment. When you are alone with a strong feeling, you can try to bring gentle care to yourself. One way is to pay attention to your breath. You might close your eyes and feel the air as it goes slowly in and out of your nose. Breathing calmly can help your body feel a little safer and your mind feel less confused. You do not have to count your breaths or do anything special. Simply notice your breath as it comes and goes. Sometimes writing down what you are feeling helps you make sense of hard emotions. If you keep a notebook or a few pieces of paper, you can write, "Today I felt scared," or "I do not understand why I am so sad," or anything that is in your mind. The words do not have to be long or pretty. They only have to be true for you at that time. Seeing your words can show you that you are listening to your own heart. You can also try speaking kindly to yourself. You may place a hand on your chest and think, "It is okay to feel this way. I am here for myself." These gentle words bring comfort. You are your own friend and can be gentle even when no one else is there. Sometimes just sitting still, putting a hand on your heart, or softly touching your arms or face can feel calming. Sometimes moving your body helps when a strong emotion will not let you rest. Taking slow steps across your room, stretching your hands up to the sky, or stepping outside for a few breaths of fresh air can help your mind feel less trapped. You do not need to walk far or move fast. The goal is only to remember that your body is here and you are in the present. Tears may come without warning. Crying is not weakness. It is a natural way for your body to care for itself. If you need to cry, let yourself do it in a place where you feel safe. You do not have to hide your tears or make them stop before they are ready. When you sit quietly with your tears and let them be, your body and heart can start to feel lighter afterwards. Sometimes, after a hard feeling, you may want to rest or sleep. Rest is healing, even if you do not fall asleep right away. You can lie down, close your eyes, and let your body be heavy. If your mind will not quiet, you can repeat a gentle phrase like, "I am okay, this will pass," or listen to soft sounds or music. If fear or worry keeps coming back, remind yourself of a few small things that help you feel safe. Maybe you like a special blanket, a favorite cup, or a soft pillow. You could make a warm drink or light a small candle. You can sit quietly and simply look at something that comforts you, a favorite photo, a plant, or a simple object that you like. These small acts can bring you a sense of peace when your mind feels too busy. When sadness comes, you can ask yourself what it needs. Maybe it wants to be named, maybe it wants some rest, or maybe it needs to be talked about. Some people feel better after writing a short letter to themselves or drawing a picture that shows how they feel. You can fold the paper and put it away. You do not need to share it unless you want to. Sometimes just creating something, even if it stays private, helps you understand your feelings better. If anger appears, you might want to move your body or do something active. You can press your hands into a pillow, squeeze a soft ball, or tear up paper if you feel safe doing so. You might count slowly or say out loud, "I am angry, but I can stay safe." These actions tell your mind that you are listening and that your feelings matter. You might also find comfort in small routines. You can wash your face, brush your hair, tidy your space, or prepare a simple meal. These acts help you feel steady and keep you connected to daily life. Even when emotions are loud, doing something normal and simple gives you a break and helps the feeling move through you. If you feel too much and do not know what to do, take only one step at a time. You might only focus on your breath for 1 minute. You might decide to stand up and stretch your arms. You decide to drink a glass of water. Breaking hard moments into small pieces makes them more gentle and lets you move forward even a tiny bit at a time. You may wish for someone to talk to, and sometimes it helps to send a message or make a call. You do not have to say everything. Even saying, "I am having a tough moment," or "I need a little support," can help you feel less alone. If it is not possible to reach out, remember that you are still strong inside and that asking for help is never a sign of weakness. Music or gentle sounds can help during tough times. You might want to listen to a favorite song, a soft voice, or the sound of nature. Singing quietly, humming, or simply listening can bring peace and help your mind rest for a bit. Sometimes looking outside brings comfort. Watching leaves move, birds fly, or the way light fills the space helps you remember that life goes on. You can open a window, sit with your feelings, and see that you are not alone. The world is full of gentle movement and change. Try to speak to yourself with the same kindness you would give a friend. Instead of saying, "I should be stronger," say, "It is okay to feel this way. This is just a moment." Telling yourself these simple truths helps you move through the difficult feeling without making it bigger. If your hard emotion does not go away right away, be patient. Feelings can move slowly, and some days are harder than others. The important thing is to keep caring for yourself, even if you need to stop and rest many times. Each gentle act is a step forward. Every time you finish a tough moment, notice that you have done something brave. You did not have to run away from yourself. You cared for your feelings and supported yourself. Tell yourself, "I made it through. I am here. I am still caring for myself." This builds your courage and gives you more hope for next time. Over days and weeks, you will begin to notice that difficult feelings do not last as long. You may still feel afraid, sad, or worried, but you know you have tools to care for yourself. Each time you comfort yourself, you become a little more confident that you can handle the next hard feeling when it comes. Sometimes you find that hard feelings teach you what you need. Fear may tell you that you want to feel safe. Sadness may let you know you need time to rest. Anger might mean that something important to you does not feel right. Listening to these messages helps you know yourself better and make gentle changes in your life as needed. In time, you notice that you are less afraid of difficult moments. You learn that feelings are not dangerous, even when they are strong. You do not have to act on every feeling, but you can trust that your heart and mind will come back to calm again, just like many times before. As you build this trust, you find a new kind of bravery. You no longer avoid quiet moments just because you might feel something hard. You are able to be present with whatever comes. You know how to nurture your own heart. If you want, you can use art or words to express your emotions. You might draw a feeling, paint with colors that show your mood, or use clay or paper to build something. These gentle acts of creation help you process feelings in a new and healthy way. It is good to remember that facing emotions alone is a skill that grows with practice. Some days you will do it easily. Some days it will take all your strength, but you are always learning and growing. Each hard moment passes, and you come through it each time with more trust in your own ability to care for yourself. Taking care of your feelings also helps you understand other people. When you talk with friends or family, you notice their feelings too. You become more patient and gentle, not only with yourself, but also with the world around you. You may notice that some emotions stay longer or feel too big to handle by yourself. At these times, reaching out for help or talking to someone you trust is a good choice. You are not alone in your journey, and there is always a way forward, even in hard times. By learning to hold space for all your emotions, both easy and hard, you become more peaceful inside. You are no longer afraid of your feelings because you know you can care for each one. This trust in yourself brings strength and hope for every new day. Each experience, even the toughest ones, becomes part of your journey toward confidence, patience, and peace. Learning to hold your feelings with care helps you see each day in a new way. As you practice taking care of yourself in moments both easy and hard, you might also begin to discover small joys that appear when you spend quiet time by yourself. These are joys that often come from simple things, the kinds of things that almost anyone can find and enjoy. Alone, you have more space and time to notice these gentle moments. They may happen in the middle of your daily routine or in a quiet minute before sleep at night. When you pay attention, you might notice the colors outside your window as the sun rises or sets. You may enjoy the feeling of warm water on your hands when you wash them, or the way cool air gently fills your lungs on a walk. You can watch how tree branches move in the wind or see birds visit a tree or balcony nearby. There is a gentle beauty in the way morning light fills a room, or in the sound of rain tapping the roof. Sometimes you notice that just sitting down with a cup of warm tea or a simple meal feels peaceful. You take time to taste and notice each bite, feeling your body relax. You do not have to talk to anyone or rush. This is a time that belongs just to you. These small pleasures can help you feel thankful for the moment and give you comfort, even during a busy day. Taking a walk, with no need to hurry, can become a time to notice what is around you. You might see flowers, insects, or small objects that you usually miss when you are with others or thinking about other things. You could listen to birds or notice the different shapes of stones along a path. Letting your mind stay with these simple things gives you a break from worries. Each quiet detail becomes a kind of happiness. If you look up at the sky, whether it is bright and blue or full of clouds, you are experiencing something big and wonderful that is always changing. You might watch the moves of the clouds, the brightness of the sun, or even stars and the moon if you look outside at night. These parts of nature can bring calm and joy, even if you do not talk to anyone about them. Even inside your home, there are many simple things to enjoy. You might run your fingers across the edge of a soft blanket, watch how sunlight paints lines on the floor, or listen to the gentle sound of a clock ticking or a cat purring. Some people find comfort in touching smooth stones, holding a favorite mug, or wrapping themselves in a cozy sweater. These simple things can remind you that comfort and joy are close to you, not far away. You might enjoy sitting with a notebook, drawing simple shapes or coloring a page slowly and without worry. Maybe you prefer to mend or fold your clothes, noticing how your hands work and how each piece feels. You may light a candle, water a plant, or arrange flowers in a jar just for yourself. Simple, gentle tasks like these can turn into moments of peace and satisfaction. Music can bring happiness too. You can listen to a gentle melody, sing softly, or even hum a little tune to yourself. If you play an instrument, the sounds you make can fill your space with warmth. If you like, you can close your eyes and let the music wash over you, bringing up good feelings or calming rest. If you have a favorite book, you might read a page or even just a few sentences out loud. Some people read poems or write out a line that makes them smile. You might keep a collection of quotes, jokes, or kind words that you read when you need comfort. Spending time with words you love is another way to add simple joy to your day. Sometimes, you can allow yourself to rest quietly, with no other plan than to be present. You might lie on a bed, sit in a chair, or lie on the ground and feel your own breath. These slow moments help you listen to your body and mind with compassion. You may notice your heartbeat, your breath, or the way you stretch and relax. Quiet rest is a gift that costs nothing but can make your whole day softer. If your mind is busy with worries or sadness, you can bring your attention back to something simple. You might rub your hands together, take a soft pillow and hold it close, or look for the smallest gentle thing around you. Sometimes it is the way a leaf moves, the quiet tick of a clock, or the soft feeling of your hair as you brush it. Eating slowly and with awareness can be another way to enjoy a quiet moment. You might notice the color, shape, and feeling of each bite. You can smile at a piece of fruit or let a warm drink comfort your throat. These everyday acts can become little celebrations, especially when you are by yourself and can focus on the simple pleasure. Taking care of small plants or a pet can also fill alone time with satisfaction. Feeding fish, brushing a dog, or filling a cup with water for a plant is a gentle way to show care. Watching something grow, even if it is just a flower on the windowsill, brings hope and gentle connection to life around you. Sometimes joy comes from remembering good moments. You might look at old photographs, listen to a song that reminds you of someone or a time in your life, or write a letter to yourself about something you did well. You can smile about a good meal you had last week, a good sleep, or a kind word you heard. Remembering is a way to carry peaceful moments from the past into your present quiet. If you feel up to it, you might go outside just to feel the warmth of the sun or the coolness of gentle rain on your face. You can stretch your arms, look at the open space, and breathe deeply. Being present in nature, even for a few minutes, helps your heart and mind calm down and feel grateful. Sometimes you might want to create something small, like baking bread, making jam, or sewing a button. You can celebrate the effort, no matter how simple the task is. Each small act is a way of saying, I care for myself and I enjoy this quiet time. You might notice joy in listening to the sounds that are always around you. Maybe it is the tap of shoes on the floor, the sound of distant traffic, or the laughter of children playing somewhere outside. Letting your mind rest on these noises can make you feel safe and connected to the world, even in your own company. Sometimes you remember that you do not need exciting plans or big adventures to feel good. The happiness you find in simple things is gentle and steady. It may start small, but over the days and weeks you notice it more often. Each time you see or do something that brings you peace, you can pause, breathe, and really enjoy it. Every person has their own list of small joys. You can take time to notice what makes you smile. Maybe it is the way your clothes feel clean, the taste of a favorite snack, the look of a favorite pillow, or the soft glow of a lamp when night comes. None of these things require anyone else's approval or interest. They belong to you, and you are allowed to enjoy them fully. If you wish, you can make a special list or keep a journal where you write down each small thing that makes you happy. Each morning, write down one small thing you notice. Each night, write down something that brought peace to your heart. Over many days, you will see that your world is full of little joys, even when you are alone. When hard feelings come, you can remind yourself to look for what is still good and gentle around you. Sometimes, being thankful for the smallest details, like a single flower in the grass or a beautiful cloud, can change how you feel inside. Thankfulness, practiced even in simple ways, helps you remember the good that is always present, even on tough days. Some days you might feel heavy or tired and not able to notice much joy. This is normal. On these days, be gentle. Try to find one thing, no matter how small, to feel thankful for. Maybe it is a single breath, a warm blanket, or the sound of your own heartbeat. Each one is a soft place to rest. By enjoying simple joys in alone time, you begin to understand that happiness does not only come from other people or big events. You learn to create your own happiness with what you have and where you are. This makes you feel more safe and less dependent on others for all your well-being. As you develop the habit of finding joy in simple things, you also become more open and patient with yourself. Your alone time feels fuller and more peaceful. You do not wait for happiness to arrive from outside because you know how to let it grow in your everyday life. With practice, you will notice that these small joys add up. They become part of your routine, gently filling your life with kindness and care. You may find you smile more, rest more easily, and feel proud of how you care for yourself. These quiet joys give you new strength when you face challenges. The more you practice, the easier it becomes to find happiness in the little things every day. You are not waiting for perfect moments. You are letting joy come softly into your life, again and again. through each gentle detail. Finding contentment in your own company gives you more courage for hard days. Knowing you can create happiness from simple things helps you feel hopeful and calm. With every breath, step, and small act of care, your life becomes steadier and your heart grows softer toward yourself. Every person's world is filled with small gifts to notice. The more you accept these gifts, the more you understand that peace and joy can be present at any hour. Your journey brings you deeper into gratitude for life, for quiet, and for every gentle detail you notice on your own. As you make space for simple joys each day, you start to see that your life can change in small, gentle ways. Spending time alone, learning to notice the world around you, caring for your feelings, and taking comfort in your own company help you grow stronger inside. Each quiet moment adds to your inner strength, even if you do not notice it right away. You may wake up in the morning and feel calm, knowing you can move through the day at your own pace. Some days are harder. You may still feel lonely, sad, or worried. Even on those days, you can use what you have learned. You can find comfort in a few deep breaths, enjoy a warm drink, or take a slow walk. You remember that you know how to care for yourself and that every hard feeling will pass. Over many days, you notice changes in how you see yourself. You start to trust your senses and your feelings. You have learned that you do not need to wait for someone else to make you feel good. You know how to choose what feels right for you in each moment. You are not afraid to try new things, make mistakes, or take small risks. You are becoming confident that you can handle both the good days and the difficult ones. Spending time alone gives you a special chance to understand who you are. As you listen to your thoughts, you discover what you like, how you want to spend your time, and what makes you feel calm or excited. You practice making decisions for yourself, choosing how to spend each hour and what you want to do. Each choice is an act of care that builds your sense of self. You also notice that you can recover from sad or anxious moments. Even when a big feeling comes, you have learned simple ways to comfort yourself. You take it slow, breathe, use gentle words, work with your hands, or rest if you need to. Each time you do this, you feel a little more brave the next time you face a hard emotion. Being able to spend time alone helps you grow patient and kind with yourself. You learn to forgive mistakes, not just mistakes from today, but also from the past. You know everyone has things they wish they could change. Instead of being angry with yourself, you treat yourself as you would a friend. You use kind words, offer comfort, and remind yourself that growth takes time. As your confidence grows, you become more honest in your relationships with others. You learn that it is okay to say what you need, ask for help, or spend quiet time even when friends or family invite you out. You know you can care for yourself first. This honesty makes your connections with others stronger and more real. Finding the courage to try new hobbies has shown you that your interests can change and that you have more talents than you first thought. You might sing, write, paint, cook, fix small things, or create stories. Each new skill adds pride and happiness, whether anyone else sees it or not. You know you can make your own life full of meaning and pleasure. You also notice the joy that comes from noticing the world. You breathe in the morning air, watch the clouds, feel the warmth of a cup in your hands, or listen to gentle sounds from the street or a nearby tree. These quiet details help you find peace in any place, at any time. Accepting the slow growth in your life teaches you that strength often comes from gentle, steady effort. You do not have to be perfect. You only have to keep going with care and hope. When you make space to rest, to listen, and to nurture yourself, you become your own source of support. Kindness to yourself is not selfish. It is the starting place for being kind to others. As you accept your story and your feelings, you understand those around you better. When friends, family, or even strangers face hard times, you can offer real understanding. You become a better listener and a more gentle companion. Your alone time is not empty. It is not a sign that something is missing in your life. Instead, it is full of lessons, discoveries, rest, and small acts of care. You are strong enough to be with your thoughts, to let all your feelings come and go, and to shape the days into something that feels true to who you are. Over the months, you see that your life is richer, not because it is always easy, but because you know you are capable of facing what comes. You are not as afraid of loneliness as you once were. You know that you can be happy on your own, and you see that your self-worth does not depend on what others say or do. You may still have moments when you want company, and that is natural. You reach out to people in ways that are honest and caring. You do not depend on their approval to feel good about yourself, but you welcome their friendship and kindness. Your relationships become places for real connection, not places where you hide or pretend. When you are present with yourself every day, you discover balance. Some days you spend quietly, some days you play, and some days you talk with others. All of these are part of a full, healthy life. Alone, you choose what feels best, and you know you can change your choice tomorrow. You also begin to notice that you are brave in new ways. Difficult feelings, old hurts, and worries do not control you anymore. When you feel afraid or sad, you turn toward your feelings with patience and kindness. You know you have lived through tough days before, and every time you came through them, you grew a little stronger. Through everything you have learned, you bring patience, hope, and kindness to the way you live. Your daily routines become rituals of care. Every breath, every gentle act, and every quiet victory is a reason for pride. You know not every day will be easy, but you trust that you can face whatever comes. Looking back, you see many lessons along this path. You learned that fear of being alone is normal, and you know where those worries come from. You discovered that loneliness and being alone do not mean the same thing, and that it is possible to feel connected to yourself even when you are by yourself. You saw that being alone is not a punishment but a gift, a time to listen, to rest, to create, and to heal. You learned to make choices for yourself, to try new things, and to bring care and attention to every feeling, including the hard ones. You realized that your worth is not decided by others, but is something you carry inside. The small joys of a quiet moment, a warm drink, a walk in the sun, or a favorite sound or taste showed you that happiness can start with you, right where you are. You learned to heal old hurts, to face fear and sadness with gentle attention, and to become patient and hopeful even in dark times. Every time you supported yourself in these moments, you became more confident and less afraid of loneliness. Bit by bit, you found ways to celebrate alone time, turning it into a space for growth, for creativity, for noticing beauty, and taking comfort in simple things. All your small successes, acts of self-kindness, and moments of calm made you stronger, more honest, and more at peace in your daily life. In the end, you found that being alone gave you a way to understand yourself deeply and to treat yourself with respect. You learned that the journey of becoming your true self is not something that needs to happen fast. It is made of gentle steps, honest feelings, simple joys, and small victories. With each gentle day, you discovered more about your own courage, your real hopes, and your lasting peace. Each lesson helped you see that you are never truly alone when you are present and caring with yourself. Your quiet strength, your growth, and your happiness are gifts you will carry with you always, for every day ahead.